to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you too.
Well, welcome. Okay, DJ Beef Stew. Welcome to So Zoom In. Um,
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
I can't tell you how happy I am to have you on here because I've been doing some research on you. Man, you do a lot. It's like
Yeah,
you
that's what they say.
you do so much for the indie music world. It's
Yeah.
just mind blowing. And I just heard I just heard oh God, it was a new song. I just saw it and I started crying when I saw it. What would I do? What would I do? I
Oh
was
yeah,
listening to that
Carolina
song.
Kizzy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Carolina Kizzy from South Carolina. That's one of our new artists. He's tremendous, and that song is really deep. Actually, he's my cousin, and that
Oh,
song is deep. Yeah, the all of them that's in the group is my cousins, and the song is deep because we lost family in New York, we lost family in South Carolina due to Corona.
right.
So that song like touches all of us, and it's so real that it came out so good that you can feel it.
Oh, it was, I mean, I was just listening to it and I just started crying. And it because the lyrics and the way it's sung and performed, and seeing all the little kids in the video, and I just like it
Yeah,
touched me right here. And it's like, wow. So I just want to say that right off the bat, that really was touching. And I hope it goes viral because it was just so beautiful.
thank you, thank
Um,
you. We appreciate that.
so, I want to talk to you about the new cinema festival that's going to be part of AOF Megafest in July. Now, okay, you have something going on July 24th, the 1000th episode podcast of DJ Beef Stew podcast.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
we already made 1,000, but due to Corona, we couldn't celebrate it because
Right.
normally we would have did it inside somewhere, but we couldn't celebrate. So we wanted to wait to do it outside. But then somebody came up with an idea like, well, hey, let's do a virtual concert with some of the
Right.
artists, some of the top guys that was with you in the beginning when you first started. So I went back and I'm grabbing up a lot of them that was there. When I first started, the show was called Beef Stew Radio, the Underground Showcase. And it was
Right.
really for underground rappers, but it branched off to all genres now. But that's what I started with. So I'm going to
Right.
go back and give homage to them because without them, I wouldn't be here.
Right. So how long ago was your very first episode?
2011,
Wow.
Thanksgiving Day. Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. And you're still going strong, right?
Still trying to keep up with the times, keep up with the new music. It ain't easy, but I got some young ones in my family that keep me upgraded.
All right. So, okay, I got to ask, how has music changed for you over the past 20 years? Because you see so many changes happening because of the internet and, just life itself. But as a musician, as someone involved in the industry, what do you see happening? Or what?
It changed so much from when I first started. I started as a b-boy breakdancer, 1974. Before like the movies came out, like
Mm,
there's a whole history of breakdancers that
mm,
was out that never really got recognition. I'm part of that camp.
mm,
And I was there when hip hop first began. I was there when the only rap record we could hear was on the record store. There was no rap on the radio. There was nothing. We had to go to the local record store and listen to hear what new song was out. And then Mr. Magic came, and then the radio started, and it was only playing at nighttime. So I watched it change from now to digital, and it's a beautiful thing actually, because digital gives the kids more chance to earn their own money,
mm,
to keep possession of their publishing and their rights and stuff like that.
mm,
And anybody can be a star now with it being digital. Before you had to wait if you get a record deal. If a record deal don't believe in you now and you believe in yourself, you could
mm.
just promote yourself, and sometimes you become a star still. So
Wow.
I think it's more beautiful from winning back then. But then sometimes I still love the old music. I listen to the classic stuff myself.
Well, okay. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
I'm more like Frankie Beverly and Mays, and when it comes to the old school, Frankie Beverly Mays, the Jackson Five. As you see, I got my little autograph, or it's on this side, my
There you
autograph little thing from Tito Jackson. So I'm a big Jackson Five fan. So yeah, I like them, and
go.
the old bands,
Mm,
Funkadelic, and what you
mm.
said, Parliament and stuff like that. I like them. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So this new music, that's, kids are experimenting with. I've noticed a lot of kids are even taking like old music and like revamping it, make it their own, which I think is awesome. Do you see like a huge shift from what was before? Do you see, is it like, are they totally making it their own, or is it something that's still hanging on, or do you see it like breaking off into something entirely different with these young
Nowadays, these kids are more original. Like they're not the days of taking the older stuff with like me, my era, when I was a rapper in the '90s hip hop, and with Puff Daddy and the Biggie Smalls era. These kids now, they get little drum machines, they on their telephones, and that's one of the things about the new Cinema Fest. Kids are doing movies and making music and songs on their telephones and with other things, and making real hit records that's going viral on TikTok and stuff like that. So yeah, they got their whole stuff. They start from the bottom. They make their music from just anything. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we would like when I was doing it, producing, I would probably just have a special drummer that was probably a famous drummer, and I would always sample him, or I would sample a certain jazz singer if I needed a horn, or you know what I'm saying, different. We would call ourselves making a band by just sampling certain band members and making it. We thought we was being conductors, but these kids now, they just playing things on all type of new gadgets and stuff and coming up with music.
So what do you think of TikTok? I mean, I've seen some incredible 30-second clips on TikTok. It seems like a whole new genre in and of itself. How does that play into the music business?
It's a beautiful thing because if you get everybody dancing to your song or doing something to your song on TikTok, you're an instant star. You know what I'm saying? So it's just another great way for kids to market themselves social media wise. You know what I'm saying? And they be on it all day, so they don't have a problem like being on it. It's something, the old marketing style is people be like, oh, I'm tired, or you walk around, give out flyers or post flyers on the wall. That don't work no. It still works a little bit, but not as much as if you get something viral on TikTok or Instagram or something like that. It's good for exposure. It's good to get your name out there. And it's just a good thing to spread the music, And for people that's looking to work with artists, it's good to find the next artist. He could be your friend, and he ain't got no help or nothing like that. He's got a tremendous song. You could discover the next somebody on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram.
So as part of the festival, is there a category for people to submit like short little clips that they would normally put on TikTok, or?
We call that the promo category. Okay. And it's like doing any type of promo. It's like doing radio promo. Sometimes guys, you hear guys do certain promos for certain products or commercials on the radio. All that's in the same category.
Okay.
So TikTok, Instagram, we putting all that in the same category.
So are you primarily focusing on just music videos or music or film as well?
No, we got some tremendous films. We got a lot of, we got shorts. We got feature films. We got documentaries. We got tremendous films. I think we got like 190 films, and we got podcasts too, and we got music videos, and we got scripts, and we got everything. We kind of got every single thing that could be in the film and music, because film and music go together. You can't have a film without a sound.
Exactly. Music is so, it's for everything. It sells stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it really does. It's the universal language, no matter what music it is. So, all right, this is your first year, New Cinema.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So what is going to make it more special? What makes it stand out from the other film festivals?
I think we're going to bring a little hipness to the festival, a little funk and hipness, and we're going to bring all genres of music, and we're going to bring different type of films, films, because I got a lot of filmmakers who probably from different urban cities, different cities across America, not even just across America, across the world,
right.
And these guys never really get a chance to get their stuff filmed and aired, and some of these guys got the most beautiful films, but because of different reasons or whatever the case may be, they never get the opportunity, Mm-hmm. So we're going to give them the opportunity to show their films, and people are going to see that there's a lot of beautiful films all across the world coming out of these urban cities and these little rural areas and areas that's not known. And these people that we giving them a chance to go to Hollywood, basically.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. And now that, you know, Vegas is open and people can fly there and actually have a chance to interact and network with people, you know, if someone, you know, comes up to you and says, hey, you know, I submitted my film, you know, is there a certain way that they can approach you, or how would you suggest someone come up to you to introduce themselves at the
I
festival?
mean, I'm always approachable. I'm not a person that's not approachable. You know,
Okay.
I talk to everybody. I'm very humble. You know, I don't. You know, I'm always approachable. You know, if they want to get the film, I'll give them the information. You know, even if, you know, I have been where people sat down on their phone and showed me their film. Like, look, I'm showing you, and I at least took 15 minutes and watched it. You know, took at least watch 15 minutes of it, whether I liked it or not. You know, these give them that courtesy because I was once them. You know, I was once somebody trying to shop my demo, somebody trying to push my film, so I know it how it is. So I could, you know, I remember. I don't never want to forget my roots.
Right.
So I just want to always stay focused. So I always be approachable.
So do you still do any beatboxing yourself? Any, you know,
Nah, no, I'm
no,
long done from
no, no,
that.
no, no.
I'm long done from
I mean,
that.
that, I
I'm
mean,
long done.
once you do it though, isn't it always part of you, isn't
Yeah, you
it?
know, it's like it's good just to be knowing that I was a part of a lot of stuff in the beginning. You know,
Right.
growing up under Andre Harrell and Alonzo Brown, and they went to make Uptown Records. And I think that's why me and my friends and my family made a label, because we seen them. They was the guys when we was bad in the streets. We seen them. They was the good side, so they gave us something to dream about. You know, and so we took ourselves out of the street and started doing what they do. You know, and we here now. So yeah, you know, I just feel that opportunity. You got to give people opportunity, just like Dell gave me. You know, he gave me my first. I was a surprise filmmaker. Like I got into filmmaking actually by just doing a cameo because I was on the radio, and somebody said, "Oh, we need you to do a cameo in the movie," and then I ended up becoming the director of the movie, and from the executive producer of the movie, and then
Wow.
I learned. I taught myself from watching YouTube, and then I learned they said submit to a film festival. And Del Weston and Teresa, they gave me a chance. They brought me in. Not only just that they bring me in and, you know, gave me and nominated me, they kind of grilled, you know,
Mhm.
taught me stuff and groomed me and mentored me to now I'm a director of a film festival. So I want to give people that same chance because I didn't even know I would be here.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, that's one thing I love about Dell and Teresa. They're both so giving. But you took that opportunity. A lot of people who are given opportunities, they don't believe in themselves enough to even take it. You know, and you took it and you ran with it, and look how far you've come. You know, this is,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're influencing so many people too, which is, to me, is incredibly beautiful, because you're encouraging that inspiration of creation, which is okay. So your musicians, how
I
many different,
appreciate that.
so how many different musicians do you work with? Because
Right
that,
now, I'm working with three. I'm working with Carolina Kizzy. I'm working with the rest of the crew. They call them. We call them the album. They're all different groups, but we call them the album the Country Boys.
okay,
Because the whole thing is built off of the fact, like the American Gangster movie. If you remember, if you watched the American Gangster movie with
yeah,
Denzel Washington,
that's a great
he was from
movie.
Harlem. He went from Harlem back down south and got his brothers and them, and they ended up selling drugs. The our thing is, I'm from Harlem. I went back down south, the same place, South Carolina, the same Geechee bloodline, and but we selling record stuff. But
Awesome.
that's our thing.
Yeah,
So
all
that's our
about the
thing.
music. That's all about the
Yeah,
music. All right,
not
so
drugs. We selling records.
yeah, when are you going to be in Vegas? You're going to be there the 26th, right? Or you can get there the day before?
I'm gonna be there 25th. After the
Okay,
24th that we do the concert, the
all right.
25th, I'm right out there to Vegas. I'm on the plane in the morning, head right back to Vegas to be at the festival.
Well, it's a good thing you
Yeah,
sleep on the plane, because you're going to be up all night on the 24th, aren't you?
yeah,
That's like
that's my
live
plan.
music.
My plan.
All
That's my plan to come straight from the concert, jump on the plane, and go to sleep
right. See,
5 hours to get.
so it's like a true music executive. All right, so on the 24th, it's you're going to be streaming live, right?
Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
if someone wants to watch it, how can they watch it?
Well, we're gonna be streaming live on live stream. We're gonna be streaming live on Facebook.
Mhm.
I'll give you the links that you can give to your audience. On
Yeah.
my page, it's gonna be on my page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're gonna be streaming on all social medias. And I'm gonna try to speak to Mr. Weston to see after we screen it, maybe he can put it on the AOF, the film channel, the new channel that we have on the AOF thing, and we can just stream it there. We're gonna just keep pushing it, and try to get it anywhere we could get it.
Well, it's so great about these songs because they're all original. They're independent, musicians. So as an independent filmmaker, you want a new song, you want to add something like when I heard what do I do? I was thinking of a movie, of a script that I have. I'm thinking, oh my God, this would be so perfect for it. So it's so great for filmmakers to hear that music. So then they can reach out and it becomes part of this, bigger collaboration where you're giving, independent musicians a chance to work with independent filmmakers, and grow that network. Yeah, that's so important. And I mean, like that song is just so beautiful. I was like, oh,
and that's the point. You hit the nail on the coffin. Like for the artists, that's what I did. Because I'm actually coming out there with a new cinema film festival mixtape with a lot of good music, and to spread it to all the film producers and the filmmakers, and hopefully they'll like some of the guys off there. And that's the whole point. To get some of the music, these guys' music license and put on films, or maybe they might need a rapper to be in their film or something like that. We have all that at Wild Child Music.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And it's like, it's all so needed. It's going to be so excited going to AOF this year because, so many different or genres are going to be coming together. As a filmmaker, that's so exciting because you just kind of like, oh wow, it's like it kind of all comes to you, which is really nice. So all right, so back to your film festival. All right, so I heard that there might be something extra special going on that would include possibly a live performance, or did I hear wrong?
No, it might include 2 live performances. Me and Erwin is supposed to be doing the dance party thing. That's what we got going on. It's supposed to be, I'm gonna interview a couple of the filmmakers who won, people who have submitted soundtrack music to the festival. I'm going to interview a few of them, and then there's going to be a dance party with Erwin in the back. So it's going to be real live, some live performances, and I'm bringing Kizzy. I'm bringing Kizzy out there to do what I do. So yeah, we're going to bring him out there, and we're going to bring pop artist Sarah Nush. She's really nice. She's really good. We're going to bring her out there too, and some of the other filmmakers, music video people that win awards. A couple of the winners we're going to bring out there. We're going to invite them to come, give them the opportunity to come if they want to.
Oh, that's really exciting. Where will this all be taking place? Because I know the theaters are it's Galaxy theaters to watch the movies, but where will the party be at? Where?
I think it's all in the same mall, Galaxy Theater Mall. Dell said everything is one space. It's going to be real big, thousands of people walking around.
Okay, so people need to come with their game on, right?
Yeah, they do.
Right.
Yep.
So
it's going to be fun. Great.
Oh yeah, I'm getting excited about it, and it's just all these people who are going to be there. All right, so music videos. I first of all, I love music videos because you can tell a whole story in a song, and a lot of these music videos literally are, the quality of a feature film, which is amazing. What type of music videos? I mean, you're looking for anything and everything, or is there, only certain categories of music that people normally do, or?
There's no certain category of music. We take all genres. We take all genres. We just want good quality music videos. Good, music videos like you said that tell a story. Some might be even older made, but it might just have that little pizzazz to it. We have a couple of videos that people made in black and white that look like 1940s, but it's really good. You know what I'm saying? It tells a deep story within the video. So we just really go on the song, the video, how the creator created it, you know what I'm saying? And just judge it for those merits,
Okay.
Not really there's no really like only rap or hip hop. Now we want everything.
You want good stuff.
We want we want opera, we want everything.
All right. I love opera, by the way.
we got opera music videos, we got classical music videos, we got rock music videos, we got every single thing.
That's awesome. I mean, just someone to really just be immersed in that, in the variety of what's out there, that creative energy, just, vitalizing everyone. To me, that's really exciting. All right.
It wouldn't
So,
be a music fest if we just had one genre, you know? Like we just
huh.
had one genre, it'd be a hip hop fest or R&B fest. A music fest, we have to take everything,
Mhm.
world music, everything. So that's why we did that.
Now, this is an international festival also, so people from literally other countries around the world are welcome to submit,
Yeah.
correct?
We have
Okay.
we have so many people for it. That's the beautiful part about it. I didn't think that when I started looking at films and I seen films from different countries, and I said,
Mhm.
wow, we got a lot of films from Africa, from from China, from this place, from that place. And it was just amazing. And I watched every film. I sat and watched every single film.
Wow. Now, what days will you be able to show just screen your films and videos?
Um, I don't. We haven't got the dates yet.
Mhm.
I know I got 2 days over
Okay.
there, so we haven't got the dates yet. I know one day streaming my film, B Boys Make Some
Right.
Noise. I
Mhm.
made a film about breakdancing, about how it started from, like to tell you about how it started from the very beginning. That
Oh, wow.
what people don't know, and it's about graffiti too. So that's screening in there. So I don't know the actual dates yet, but
Right.
I know that I got 2 days out there.
Is it your film? Is that a documentary or a narrative
It's a
feature?
documentary,
Documentary.
yeah, and it has
Okay.
a lot of the legendary or graffiti artists from that's in the Graffiti Hall of Fame, legendary original break dancers, and we giving you the true history of how it really starts, like no other film has ever made.
What is the
Because we
name of it?
started from when it was 1974, and no films really start from 1974. They start from when Rocksteady was
Okay.
starting. That's like the 80s when the movie
Mm.
Beat Street and Breaking was on. B-boying was way before then, before there was movies, before there was anything. But a lot of those guys faded out because the crack era came and there was
Okay.
no more b-boy. Some unfortunately a lot of people got caught on drugs and went a different way. So that history
Right.
faded away. It got extinct.
So, wait, tell me the name of the documentary.
B-boys make some noise.
B Boys Make Some Noise. Okay, that sounds
Yeah.
incredible. All right, I want to see that. I will definitely be there. I That sounds fascinating. People, people don't really always understand the history of stuff. So to really be able to see it, it's really meaningful. So,
Yeah, it's going to show you things that you like. People don't really know that before breakdancing, it wasn't about like when you see it now. You see them put a cardboard down and they dance.
right.
It came from the gangs. It was when gangs was get ready to fight. We was get ready to fight,
Mhm.
and some people might say, "All right, don't fight. We breakdance," but it was still like a violent thing. But it was no, and it changed it. Then hip hop came, and it went from we ain't gang fight no more. Now we breaking. But when it really started, it was
Mhm.
really a gang thing. So we
So,
showing you that.
yeah, I've seen dancers before where they have like a really competitive edge where you just like see this energy fly off of them like they're ready to kill each other, but it's all in the dance movement. I think that's great. I mean, I'd rather see that than
Yeah.
anyone get hurt. So is it something that you could possibly have a sequel to with your documentary?
Well,
Is
it's
that
actually it's actually the sequel to my film that was in the AOF Film Festival in 2019, Uncelebrated Pioneer, and that the history of Harlem hip hop, and that one was basically telling you about how Harlem. Everybody tells you that the hip hop started in the Bronx, you hear that, but
right?
the Bronx and Harlem is like you could walk right over a bridge. There's a bridge. It's like a 10-minute walk
Right.
on the 130, you be right in Harlem. You can walk over the bridge. We used to do that. I have friends that live in the Bronx. Yeah, I'm gonna come to your house, and I walk right over the bridge to their house, and I'm right there. So it was started in Harlem too, and a lot of the rappers that are famous are from Harlem. But you know what I'm saying, like the Kool Moe D's and the Kevy Kev, they're from Harlem. So
Wow.
nobody really knew that because everybody always talked about the Bronx. So that was the
Mhm.
beginning one, and then the part two is the B Boys Make Some Noise to continue up to show you some more stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. So the first one, can that be seen anywhere? Is it streaming on a?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's
Okay.
on Amazon now. Yeah, you can see that on Amazon.
All right. I'll definitely check that out. It sounds great.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I want to tell them they can also see my first movie coming out any day now on Tubi TV, and that's called East Side Story. That's where it
Oh,
all began. That's the one that East Side Story with Dreams Become Nightmare. It's going to be on Tubi TV, like I think any day now.
that's all right. Is that a documentary also, or is that a
No, that's an actually movie. It's a, it's
oh,
it's
okay.
our version of West Side Story. It's an
I
East
love
Harlem version of West Side Story. It's music that instead of us dancing. We got music videos where the dancing would come out in West Side Story.
All right, I want to see. Okay, you know what? Dell is joining us, which is
Oh,
so
yeah.
awesome. Dell, let's see what game. All right,
I need
Tui,
headphones too.
you can check that out. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Dell Weston. We can't see you, my dear.
You see
Hey
this
there.
lovely picture right there.
I know.
Turn that on.
All right, so Stu. All right,
Yes.
I love, okay, DJ Beef Stew sounds so awesome. That's just such a cool name. How did you get that name?
That was my rap name when I was in a group called Gangs of Funk with my boys Rich and Keith. We had a group in the 90s. We were signed to Warner Brothers, via Electra, and that was my name, Beef Stew.
Okay.
And that was my rap name. And I just kept it.
I like it. And so now it's the name of your podcast as well, right?
Yeah, it's the name Beef Stew, yeah.
So if people want to catch your podcast, where do they go?
They could go anywhere. I'm on every platform, basically
Awesome.
iHeart. They can go Deezer, Stitcher, TuneIn. I'm on every platform. All you gotta do is type in Beef Stew Radio, and I'm gonna pop up. You can pick which one you want to listen to.
Well, you have a great podcast voice. I've listened to a couple. It's really good. So Del Weston, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, I am so sorry I wasn't
bow down.
Listen, I'm in awe of you two. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's like, you know,
The guy that took AOF by storm and the woman who melted my heart while she was there. We were just talking about Sophia and Luisa and my ride over to the Italian American Club for her first real AOF event besides a screening. And it was so nice to be with you in that car, knowing nothing about you and learning about you on that ride over. It was wonderful.
well, thank you, Del. Thank you.
I was just telling a young person of
Guys,
your experience.
Stu,
Stu, what's up, baby? How are
you, man? Hope you enjoyed your birthday.
I got a little worried about you. I said, Tisa, go through Stu's festival and make sure those films have been judged and acknowledged and accepted. Shoot, they're all done. I'm like, what?
Man.
This guy is on it. I love you. You're gonna have such a great.
I watched every film. I was just telling you, I watched every film.
You have to watch every film, read every script, acknowledge every person. That's the purpose of a festival. It's not a torture event. It's not a film torture event. It's a film festival where everyone shares and enjoys and eats and joins in. So I'm so glad that we're all on the same wavelength on this thing.
Well, I love that Kev, Stu. All right, I love your game, DJ. I just love it. All right, you're a filmmaker and you're making movies too. You have your new documentary that's going to be at AOF, which is going to be so exciting. What's next on your plate? Because I know you have something in your mind that you're already working on.
Yeah, Facebook has pressured me to do a film called The Phone Book. And it's really like it's really about my life, you know, and my cousin who passed away from corona. You know, we was our life is just like Jay-Z would say. Let's just say it that way. You know, how Jay-Z started, that's how we started. And people want us to, you know, a lot of people wanted me to show that how I left the street, how I was there, and all the stuff I've been through, and how I left the street to get through now. And it took a while. I wasn't going to do it, but then so many people kept coming in my inbox, yo, you're the only one that could do this. And it was a phone booth in front of my former place of business, let's say. And it was very, very popular. Like people would call from jail, call from everywhere. Is that person out there? Is that person out there? And it was like, you would think this phone booth, I don't even know how people got the number, but it was like very popping. And some terrible things happen. So this, you know, stories like every time the phone rings, you don't know what happened. It could change your life, you know. It could change your life or you could die. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of things. And it's a true story. So that's my biggest film. I'm a little nervous on it, but it's my biggest film up to date that I'm working on.
Well, hey, if you feel nervous about it, that's a good sign. That means you're on.
It's a great sign. Yeah. It's a great sign.
Yeah. So you got to do it. Do it. Yeah. It's gonna be magical.
One thing I recently learned about making films and shows after 40 years of making films and shows is that nervousness is not for you. That nervousness is a feeling that other people should have when working with you, right? because the dream, that story, that baby requires all of the attention. And if they're not nervous about that project, like you're nervous about that project, means they got interest someplace else. Get the right people on board. Get them on board.
Yeah.
Get them on board.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm taking it step by step. You know, the script is done. You know, I'm actually going to send it to Dell. I'm going to send it to the festivals.
I want to help. However I can help, man. I'm never going to say no.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now.
Put me on the spot.
That's what he's here for.
See what comes back. Go ahead. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. I quadruple dog dare you. You challenge me and see if I don't rise to the occasion.
Oh yeah.
Like I told my second ex-wife 2 nights before she left.
I want to ask you to put the concert of the virtual concert on your new beautiful TV channel.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you something else. I hope that we get the opportunity. A lot of people won't join me in saying this because they don't know how to pronounce it properly. But as far as I'm concerned, when Carolina Kizzy walks into the room from coast to coast live, I will be there in support.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You hear me?
We appreciate that.
And
we really appreciate
what we're trying to organize now is I have some big news for Sophia Louisa. Some really big news.
Ooh.
And I've got some big news for Beef Stew as well. So what we're trying to organize this year is not just a film festival, but a huge cultural event with live performances, the whole 9 yards. So in the theaters we're in, these beautiful theaters are called the Galaxy Boulevard Theaters. We have been given rooms with the acoustics that are so perfect it would blow your mind. So we're working on a dance party. We've already got that kind of lined up, but Stu, whoever you want to perform this year, you put them in contact with me. We'll make a way.
All right.
And that way we can blow this. Yeah, we can blow this thing up. And you know, I'm 100% supporter. I'm not that. You know, people think the 5%ers or something. I'm the 100%er. You know what I'm saying?
All the way. Yeah.
People think the 5%ers are dedicated. They don't know me.
Right, 100%.
I mean, I know a lot of people would be glad to hear that because there's so many cats that would love to come out and perform in front of that type of audience.
You tell them I have 6 award shows this year. I'll put a brother in every show, or a young sister, or a young Latino, or a young white, or Greco-Roman, or Filipino, whatever you got. I love them all, man. And you bring them my way, and I'll make sure they're honored in the proper way, because we got something that no one can do. By the way, we got Mark Burnett and the Pendletons playing. We got Jimmy Mullador, the greatest jazz musician, and I say this without reservation. Yeah, you have some great jazz. We're talking Dizzy Gillespie. We're talking about Duke Ellington. We're talking about, you know, everybody from Glenn Miller on down. This would-be jazz. There has never been, nor will there ever be, another man like Jimmy Mullador. He is simply the best jazz player that has ever lived on this planet. And I've booked all kinds of bands. All I used to do was book bands. But this guy is going to play for us again this year in a way that you could never imagine. I'm doing something that no one's ever done. So if you're at one of those award shows, you will be entertained. I guarantee you will be entertained. And if you come to Sophia Louisa's art show, I heard that Sifu Mark Gary is going to be offering some brilliant Dali work for the art show. Ooh, meaning beautiful. Salvador Dali.
So, so you have the art show out there.
We're doing the film festival. We're doing the private event. We're having a nighting.
I got some graffiti artists for you. Do you take graffiti artists?
Let me tell you something. Listen, I hate graffiti artists. I hate them. I hate what they do. But I have learned in my life that it's not my world, it's theirs too. So you bring them along, because I have a newfound respect for someone who could stand on a ladder 45 feet in the air with a belt tying him to a sign and paint something beautiful. I don't know, hey.
Yeah, street art.
Not my taste, but you know what? They deserve respect too, and I'm here to give it to them. So here's what I would do. If you got 5 graffiti artists, I'll set up a wall a 5-panel wall. We'll have a graffiti art off.
Oh man, they'll love that.
Oh yeah. And I know
awesome.
just where to do it. It's an outdoor venue, and that would be amazing. We could do that.
Oh, that sounds perfect. I'm gonna work on that as soon as I'm off. I'm gonna call as soon as I'm off the air. I'm gonna work on that.
Well, this is what I would do. This I'll tell you how I'd do it. I would give them a subject. Okay. Get it? They gotta follow, they gotta paint one particular subject. Okay. You come up with whatever it is. And whatever that subject is, Stu, I'll get that person or that sport or that industry to sponsor the prize. So we'll give them $1,000 cash prize for the best artist that day.
Oh wow, that's the bomb.
Because we want everybody. I now believe and know that I was right early on in my career when I said it's not your world, it's everybody's world.
Right, we're all in this.
And if we're not going to acknowledge each other, I hate this whole race thing that's going on. I hate the BS of BLM. I hate the lies they tell as they run through the streets, destroying property of people just like them. I hate that. But what I love is that people are standing up for themselves and they're saying, you know what, this is not right. And they are correct in that. So I love what they're doing. I don't like the way they're doing, but I love what they're doing. And I love that other people are saying, you know what, I did do something wrong and I shouldn't have done that. And I apologize. That's why we're here. So I'm thrilled to welcome everybody from every creed, race, color. You know, I especially like it if you're from the more genteel sex. You know what I'm saying? If you happen to be beautiful like Sophia Louisa, I think that's something that can't be underestimated. Hey, can I ask you a question? I know it's your show, but can I ask you a question?
What's that? What's
it like being so hot?
Oh, well, thank you. You know what?
What's it like being so hot?
He's putting me on the spot.
I'm telling you, you know, she plays my wife in Old King Cole.
Oh yeah.
And
oh wow.
We had to share I don't want to say anything odd, but we had to share a bed together for a couple of the scenes in the film. And I always think of that Jack Nicklaus story about how excited he was when he got in bed with Jessica Lange in The Postman Always Rings Twice. Right? And if you don't know that story, I implore you to look it up because I found myself in a similar situation with Sophia Louisa in negligee.
I just got a feeling.
You see there, you got the heat. You got the heat. You look at her, you say, how did this brother do it, right? Well, I'll tell you how I did it.
Yeah.
Follow Jack Nicklaus's.
You're amazing.
I followed his Jack Nicholson's advice from Postman Always Rings Twice.
Postman Always Rings.
That's how hot you are.
Well, thank you.
And I don't mean to bring the show down with that compliment. I'm just saying what B. Stu wants to say, but too coward to say.
No, what I love about both of you guys is like this creativity that just pours out of you. You know, it's like you guys make things happen. You
know what B. Stu said when he saw me with you? He walks over and says, "It's like that. It's like that." And I said, this is important. And I said, because I usually don't use colloquial language, but I said, it's just like that. That's a true story.
Well, we're gonna do another film together, by the way.
Baby girl, it's already written.
I'm ready to be in the film. If you need a gangster in the film,
why would you say gangster, man? You're the reason I stopped doing movies.
I can play a dad, you know.
You got it going on.
I could play a DJ in the film, you know.
Why don't you could play anything, man? How come you couldn't play the president? Or how come you couldn't play?
Oh, I could play the president.
Play the CEO, man. You don't have to be in one of those stereotypical roles that somebody wants to force you into. They get us thinking we should be playing those roles.
You're right about that. I agree with you.
Forget it. You know what I'm playing in my next film?
What's that?
What?
I play a beta fish who's been forced into this girl's bedroom on which sits a Bible that she reads to him every night. Mm-hmm. Well, her abusive boyfriend is destroying her and the fish recognizes it. And so as he cries himself out of his own bowl with his salty tears, he finds himself laying on the Bible that she's been reading to him for a year now. Mm-hmm. And the last passage he reads is, "Ask and it shall be given." And the fish says, "God, make me a man." And that's where the movie starts. Now,
wow.
she's been reading the book of Judges to the fish, and so he resembles most. He recognizes most as a man the character of Samson from the book of Judges.
Wow.
But he didn't see the pre-salmon. He only saw the Samson after he was captured, and his head was shaved and his eyes were put out. So that's the Samson he's born as, because that's who he recognizes himself as. Because he couldn't see the glory of Samson in him. He could only see the negative, but that was enough to kill this guy with. So the film was called The Fish. Play something like that, Beef Stew.
I'm here.
Give me something amazing.
Where do I audition that?
We start shooting that film on June 15th.
Wow.
Listen, let me know.
In just a month. And listen, I may have to ask you to come up here and help me clean that fish bowl, because that's an important prop.
Well, it's great that you guys are working and you're just making things happen, whether it's documentaries or movies or music.
You know why? You know why? Because minorities don't know when it's not a pandemic. I hate to say it like that, but they don't. See, that's what people don't understand about this. Minorities don't care. They really don't care. They don't know what it's like not to be in a pandemic anyway. The rents always do. The phone's almost ready to get cut off. The gas isn't paid for. Your kid just got in a fight. The cops are outside. So you're telling me a pandemic bothers minorities?
Life goes on. Life goes on no matter what.
Well, unless you lost your life to it. That's the one instance where it would make you care. But for the most part, people who are struggling don't notice that they're struggling. They just keep struggling.
Just keep going.
That's the key. You just got to keep going. So I think that people like Stu and myself and you too, don't act like you're not one of us.
Yeah.
That we are born to create, and you don't get to stop just because you don't have the money or because you don't have the microphone or you don't have the camera. You find a way.
Always. That's the drive. That's what makes you an artist. No matter what, no matter it's writing or filmmaking or music, you just do it. You have the drive to do it. And what's so great is that you provide an opportunity for people to have a place to showcase what they do.
God provided the opportunity. I'm just the guy that signed the contract. That's the problem.
We're all conduits. We are all
I haven't done it. People, it's very kind of people to think that I did something. All I did was follow what I was told to do. It really was just that. It was that. Right. And my job is to celebrate and honor people who deserve to be celebrated and honored. That's my job. That's the only job I have. So I'm thrilled with it. And to have you two on my list, come on.
Come on. To know you. Yeah.
I told her that you took me under your wing, and I went from
he was ready to
filmmaker.
He was ready to quit, and I said, "No, man, let the keep stick with the festival one more year. You're gonna do. I'm telling you, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna see."
Yeah.
Because there's no way that his timing is impeccable. He created a festival for people of color and people not of color, but he did it in a way that welcomes everyone and celebrates everyone. And people don't want to talk about it, but I had the pleasure of meeting Stu's young son, little Stu. Mm-hmm. And the young man, I believe, is on the spectrum. And he came out and he won an award. He gave the most touching speech, which you can see on YouTube under the Action on Film channel on YouTube. But the speech is so beautiful. This is what I thought, because I have another friend, another partner who has a son who is on the spectrum, but he's not as well functioning as Stu's. And I looked at these two guys. They're both from different parts of the world. They're both completely different. Stu's a big boy. The other guy's smaller in stature. And I noticed one thing about both their children. You can see the love of the father in both those kids.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then beautiful Sophia Louisa pops up, and she's got a story of her own. I said, man, look at all that love. Those kids got the exact right parents. That's all I can think. And
thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's a filmmaker like crazy now. He got a bunch of films now. He don't know which one he wants to submit now.
Yeah. Well, you tell him Uncle Dell's got waivers for his name on them. You understand? Right. Uncle Dell's got waivers for him.
Nice.
He got something. I gotta let him pick. He's so.
Now I also understand that Sophia Louisa might have a little performer in her family who might be coming to AOF to do something this year. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, Olivia wants to do the poetry slam. So my daughter.
Oh, poetry slam.
Yeah, she wants to do the poetry slam, and she'll just like make something up. Stu was telling me about how he started off in beat early on, and my daughter, she'll just start breaking out in a beat. She'll just make it up off the cuff, and like, all right.
Sophia Louisa doesn't know it, but the festival's going to buy a bunch of her daughter's jewelry from her jewelry shop, Soph and Liv, to give us prizes with some of our prizes. So
that's beautiful.
We want to bless all these young people who are out there doing what we don't have to do, because we have the luxury not to do it, but seeing them do it, it makes us want to do it. It makes us want to be a part of their lives, makes us want to support. And AOF is here for that. That's one of our primary focuses through our charity Gifted, is to reach out to these kids. And it's funny, we updated the page, and I saw Merritt Layton at AOF, the young lady from She-Ra, Princess of Power, and she has 2 shows on Netflix. And then I saw her sister, she's got a show on Netflix. And then I saw Wyatt Olive, he's in the Marvel Universe at AOF. And then, of course, the great Joseph Hopkins from Amazing World of Gumball. These kids come through that show, and the submissions for them in Young Storytellers is always free. So there's a lot of stuff going on that we can do. And I'm so glad that I could get to know you guys and what you do and how much you love. It's beautiful.
And my daughter's also special needs. And so to have her be a creative and to surround her by that creative energy, no matter what it is, just makes a huge difference. So I think, for all kids, music, arts, anything where they can expand their mind, than just, what's, that quote academics. I think that's when they really find who they are, is because, and music is huge. My daughter can name off all these musicians and stuff, but and she's a singer, and she was like, let's do a music video, Mom. Yeah. And I'm like, well, there's this festival.
Well, you'll see, all of you will see what I'm talking about, and you'll understand as we get closer to the festival just what we're doing. And I think everyone will appreciate the things I can't talk about yet, but they're on the horizon in the next 2 months. So thank you.
You're doing wonderful things, and it's great to
have. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you. I'm just honored to be on your show, Sophia. I was so honored to even be invited on this show. You don't know.
She's got a great show, man.
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
I seen some of your guests. I was like, wow, I'm going on there.
I'm so glad that you are. But yet you're making things happen, and you're doing things that inspire other people. And that's what I love, when you are doing what you love, and that inspires someone else to figure out who they are and what they love. It's just it's like that God gift, it's like that inspiration of, you be you, and everyone else comes alive because of it. I love that. I love that. And
I never really got a chance to ever tell you that. Thank you for pulling me on and mentoring me. So many opportunities have happened for me,
we're just getting started.
So many opportunities and so many doors have opened for me. So I just want to thank you.
Well, again, I'm just a cog in a big wheel, and my job is to make these things occur, and I do the best that I can at it, and they seem to pay off. So I'm very happy with that. And whatever else I can do, and however else I can help, I'll always be there. You were one of the first people that came into the Megafest realm with your eyes open, and you pulled the trigger and you created something. And to me, that is a partnership built on sweat equity and some money, but it's mostly sweat equity and love. And that's what we're here for. And you have the same temperament, the same attitude as me when it comes to helping. And I know that for a fact. So let's just keep that circle going. I'm starting a group. People don't believe me. It's called the 13.
The 13.
And people don't get it. And that's a group of yes.
A group of yes.
It's a group of yes. That's the group you call. We're not angel investors. None of that. What we are is someone calls us, I need this. And then we find a way to get it for you if it's really a need. So I'm working on that. I got 3 people in the group right now, and they're powerful people. It's kind of a funny thing to be able to say to someone, okay, no problem. So I'm going to make an announcement right now for someone we're about to help. There's a young filmmaker named Adam Clinton who came my way 2 years ago in 2019. And he came aboard, he came in, there was some mishap at the theater. And so I felt so bad. I said, oh my God, you came with your wife to see your film. It's going to be 45 minutes later. It's moving to the next screening. I'm so sorry. So I reach in my pocket and I give him $100 bill. And so why don't you take her to dinner and then come back and I'll make sure you're taken care of. Your movie's going to be great. And he's like, oh, that's not necessary. I said, yeah, it is. So he takes the money and he leaves. And they come back an hour later to see their movie and he gives me my change back. And I wasn't paying attention. He gave me the receipt. So I shoved it in my pocket. It was like $4 or $5 left. Why don't you just, come on. So when I got home later that night, I was going through my pockets and I didn't have anything in that pocket other than what he gave me. And so I opened it up and it was like $92 left. $92. He didn't buy dinner. What did he like? Or 82. That's what it was, 82. He didn't buy dinner. What did he do? And I looked at the receipt and it said McDonald's. $17.65.
Wow.
And so I got in touch with him later. I said, hey man, if you need anything, you call me. I'm gonna bless you with something. And that young filmmaker's name is Adam Clinton. And it's being announced on Sophia Luisa's show, Adam, because you don't know it, but I'm gonna say it now that they can tease you on Facebook to watch the episode. Your film is about to be produced by Del Weston.
Wonderful.
I have the script and we've been talking about it. Today I decided to do it. And it was from a decision that was made at the AOF 2 years ago. So this group that we're putting together is really a group about giving people the opportunities that we never had.
Right.
And it's not based in age, color, sex, look, height. It's based mostly on the need. And if we can fill the need. And that's it. So that's one of our first gestures.
That's
the other two will remain nameless because they are cowards. I'm kidding. I love them.
But that's wonderful. Plus, you create this circle of talent, and
they're out there everywhere, And also, I want to say thank you to Harry Mock.
Harry Mock.
For Harry Mock, he was in a bunch of Stallone films. He always played the filthy Asian murderer or torturer or whatever, And in real life, I heard he's a lot like that. So I guess it fits. But Harry is so generous that he came out to support the Las Vegas Asian Awards run by Lorraine Wu. And that's going to help her be successful in her first season.
Oh, that's wonderful. Lorraine, she's
wonderful. So they're all around us. They're everywhere.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
All right.
Anyway.
This is exciting. I mean, it just keeps, more and more stuff just keeps happening. So AOF Megafest is going to be very mega. Okay, but
like go to Megafest,
right? So
people are buying tickets.
Okay. I'm still.
And I gotta say this though, the food is tremendous.
Well, it's a little different this year because we're not able to have a big sit-down dinner. We had to make that decision early on, but we do have food with the award shows. But an offer came by today. Someone said, "Hey, if you'd like this venue, you can have it." And I'm like, what? And they're like, if you want, it's got 400 seats. You could do just one of your shows. You're the biggest last show. And I looked, I may have to make another decision. I don't know.
Wow.
Because we sold so many dinner tickets. Do I want to go back and charge people more for the big dinner, or do I leave it like it is? I mean, it's a big choice.
That's a 10-course meal. I don't know. That's a big dinner.
We always, that food is a big part of it. Food is a big part of it. Food is, when you're nourished and you're happy.
Wow.
It makes a big difference.
It didn't stop. It just kept coming. And it wasn't like little food. It was
no, we had everything with steak, lobster, duck, chicken feet, octopus. We have that, man. Because everybody there doesn't eat all the same things. Chuck Zito's a funny guy. He was in the TV show on HBO, Oz. He's a Hell's Angel guy. And he brought Russell Peters to the show in 2019. And we have all that food that Beef is describing. And I look over and I see Chuck Zito with a McDonald's bag in front of him.
Mickey D's.
Because there's McDonald's inside the casino where the place was, inside the hotel where we were on. And I said, what's that? And they said, oh, he doesn't eat this crappy food. I was like, okay, more for me. Box up another lobster. Wow. But that's cool because everyone is allowed that.
Yeah.
And I said, hey man, do whatever it doesn't bother me. I'm glad when someone pleases themselves. I mean, God bless you.
Right.
A couple called up and said, hey, that same year, can our baby come to the show? And I said, how old is the baby? And they said, oh, it's 3 months. I said, perfect. Yeah, I don't need a ticket. Just bring it. And I met this beautiful little girl that belongs to the Hartso family. And we've always allowed kids. It's a family thing, you know. Love that. It's good stuff, man. I feel particularly golden tonight for some reason. The room feels golden. It's like the sun is in the perfect spot. Something's going on.
Well, okay, speaking of babies, Stu, you're going to be having a grandbaby soon?
Yes, my son done that.
Congratulations.
My oldest son. Thank you.
That's
my oldest
wonderful.
son, he made me so proud. He's the chef. He's the gourmet chef, you know, and he's having his first child. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm proud of that dude.
Well, congratulations. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
See if you can't get him to make me a sandwich.
He's alumni to what's this guy? He went to Johnson and Wells. So he's alumni to the guy who's been cooking for a long time. I forget his name, but
who? Bobby Flay?
No, the other one. He's a little chubbier.
Paul Prudhomme?
No, he's a little older than them guys. He's the first guy that was on TV.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Emerald?
Emerald, yeah. That's his alumni.
I know my chefs.
Yeah, that's his alumni, Emerald, right there. So yeah, he's a tremendous chef. He cooks the world, but he only cooks for my mother.
Hey, it just dawned on me that I may have actually insulted Sophia Louisa earlier when I said she was hot.
How's that an insult?
I just want to make sure that you weren't offended, because if you were, I was going to say double hot.
Well, it comes from inside, so that's what matters.
That's fine. I don't need trouble. I like to keep things straight.
Yeah, I find that I appreciate myself the older I get. So
you got to.
You got to. That's for sure.
No, it's like, no, but no, it's all, you know, if you got it going on the inside, that's what matters. Yeah,
yes, that is true. That's 100% true. A lot of people don't get it, but that's true.
You know, then when you're creative on top of it, yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, got things to do, movies to make, you know, people to show it to, you know, people to meet, you get people creating music. And okay, so I wanted to ask you about this dance part that you have as part of your festival, Stu.
Well, the Miracle Makers Film Festival, which is run by Aaron Miracle, is a dance-based and drama-based festival, you know, for theater, dance, and film. And when she heard that Stu wanted to do a music thing, we said, hey, why don't you add a dance component to it? And so we're trying to, I think we have the place set, you know, that where we're going to do it, and it could be very interesting. So we're going to put it together and make it happen.
Okay.
And that's where it came from.
All right. So
it's going to be a great time.
So do you have any more breakdance moves in you, Stu?
Nah, but I got some break dances that might be coming out. They want to come out. So I'm going to be on the side pretending like I'm break dancing and just passing it off to them.
Okay. Well, that's great, because dance is incredible. I mean, all different kinds, and what people, you know, can do with their bodies is just amazing. It's very artistic. So that I look forward to that.
I know how to fall down.
It's going to the Olympics now. Remember, it's going to the Olympics now.
Break dancing is going to the Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what else is going to the Olympics? Pole dancing. It's true. It really is true. I didn't know it. I didn't know for sure.
You would know that, though. You would
know
because
I did it. No, listen, I did a TV show about women who dance on the pole, and it was mostly like housewives and accountants and other women who felt they'd been, you know, destroyed by men, and this was one way to empower themselves, right? And I'm not being facetious when I say that's exactly what it was about. And we did this show, and at the time, the biggest coach was a woman in China, and she had 2.5 million students at one time for pole dancing. And they were talking about making an Olympic sport then. I think that discussion has moved forward. I can't see how they would keep it out now that we're in a woke universe. I can't see how they would keep it out. We'll see, though. You never know.
I mean, it's actually, when you really look at it, I looked at the movie that was the TV show that was out, and they showed the way they were showing how the girls, when they in the air, they be breathing hard, they straining, and it shows you a nice scene that you don't see, you don't never notice, like when you at the strip club, but it shows you the girl actually like a sport, like actually being crafty with her way in the pole. So it should be a sport in its own way. I think so.
It's interesting you say that she was screaming and straining and sweating, because that's the state of most of the women that I dealt with before I met my wife. And that was just during a coffee meeting. So
I was talking about the ladies on the pole, though.
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry. My mistake. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I know.
Come
pole
on,
dancing-
this is a family show. Come on.
Well, you know, pole dancing does require a lot of strength, you know, upper body strength. I mean, the whole body strength, you know, as sexy as it is, it's just, and what's interesting is seeing a lot of transgenders doing pole dancing, which is, I see that face on you, Tal. And it's something I've actually.
No, you know, you know, listen,
wow.
you say that, and it's okay. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, feel free.
And I don't want anybody writing me letters.
Only love letters. Okay, just love letters.
So I was with these people for a year and a half, 2 years. So I used to go to the Pacific Pole Championships. I went to a couple of other events just to watch, and I didn't see a lot of what you just mentioned. But I did. But I was wondering, what is the percentage of male to female versus female to male?
Oh, I have no idea.
I would love to know that number. I would love to know that number. That is the most interesting thing to me when I think about that subject matter, because it's very important, because I think that there's a war on women right now. And I never felt this way until my daughter came of age. And when I see young men with ponytails racing young girls on tracks, and I see them beating them up in wrestling, when I see someone get beat up in a wrestling match or a judo match or something, I got to tell you, there's a great stylist named Kayla Harrison. And she was the first judoka to actually compete against men and beat them easily. And she had to dress like a man and act like a man. But when I see it in reverse the other way, it's not as, you know, it's not as cute as an endeavor. And so when they see the sports being invaded in a way, it makes me feel bad for the young girls who never had a chance and will never have a chance to, you know, to really compete at their level against their peers. It's very unfortunate to see. It really is.
Yeah,
especially in pole dancing. That's just my vote.
Well, you know, thank you for saying that, though, because I know, you know, women, they work so hard, you know, when they find a sport that they like, and they put everything they can into it, and yet at the same time they want to be open to everyone. You know, and
of course they do, because women are fantastic. Women are amazing.
Stu, I have to ask, in the music industry, would you say it's predominantly men, or is it a good mix of men and women, or is that something that you consider when you take on an artist to help you?
I don't consider sex when I take on art. I consider talent only. You know, it's only about talent. Don't matter sex. If they talented, I don't care what they do, who they are. I just really care about, can they sing, rap? We don't know, can they sing, rap, or play an instrument? In the industry, I think it's a male, in the rap world, it's a male dominant world, but there's a lot of women breaking away, like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of women that's breaking away, and there's always there's a whole bunch of girls underground that's doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Now the world don't see it because that's just the way the media does it, because a lot of these girls don't dress sexy, like they don't wear the sexy stuff. They may wear clothes that cover them, so they don't get saw and recognized as much. But in the hip hop world, underground, the lyrics, there's a big audience that just care about the lyrics, and that's where they get they just do at, you know. But I mean, rap is a movie on audio, you know. A lot of rappers that you rap and you think they gangster, they don't even live the life. They telling you somebody else's story, you know. But then there's some that why
are you gonna bring Rick Ross up?
Well, I'm not bringing Rick. It's not just Rick Ross, you know. It's a lot of rappers, but then, you know, in Chicago, you got a lot of the rappers that actually live that life, you know, unfortunately. So, you know, rap got so many categories now. You know, there's a lot of old school guys that say they don't like the new rap. I'm not one of them old school guys, because I'm a person that feel like this. Spoonie G didn't sound like Big Daddy Kane, and Big Daddy Kane didn't sound like Das Effect, and Das Effect didn't sound like Snoop Dogg. Every year, every time there's a new rapper changing, and some of the older rappers don't get it. They don't look at it like that. Like, these guys, they just doing what they do. It might be a little slower lyrically. It might not be like Method Man or Redman or Jay-Z in them, but they still make the music widen, and they still branching off, you know.
All right.
Let me ask you a question, Big Stu. KRS-One, the real thing or no?
KRS-One is the real thing.
That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Lyrically, he's the real thing. Yes. But you know, these guys now, a KRS-One, the way he rhymes is too, I would say, I don't know the word to say, but it was too much for the rhyme is that. Because it's not about KRS-One going to throw metaphors at you and make you think like, wow, he just said that. That's not what's going now. Sometimes a guy say the same thing over and over again, but it's so catchy that it has you singing it, you know?
Right.
It could be dumb and silly, but it's just catchy. And, you know, that's what music is kind of about. Like, you get a catchy chorus, a nice tune, and it could be a hit.
You doing it?
Al Yokovich made hits like that. Look, where Al Yokovich live off of making weird hits, you know?
Do you do any gospel?
I haven't, but I'm at the point. I'm doing pop right now, right? That's new for me. I'm working with a pop artist, Sarah Nush, and I think after her, I'm gonna go into everything. You know, I'm not closing no door on myself. I want to go into everything, at least try it, you know, see what I can do.
All right, I have a question to ask. Why is Cardi B's WAP so popular? The song.
Well, you know what she's talking about when she says WAP, right?
Oh, wet ass pussy? Yeah.
So that's why it's popular.
But I'm like, huh.
I mean, Cardi B is one of the most, I give her so much credit because a lot of people that be on Love and Hip Hop don't get to be like, they be famous for being on Love and Hip Hop, but sometimes their music don't take them to none of them really got to a Grammy, like, you know. Cardi B is a stripper who became on Love and Hip Hop, who's now a Grammy winner. You know, you got to give her the most popular credit. Every song she kind of touched turns fire. So I give Cardi B all the credit in the world, man. She's like, she made a lane for girls in the strip club that want to be rapping. Now you see it, look at Love and Hip Hop, there's a whole bunch of stripping girls that got a song now, you know?
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth.
Well, she has a really nice voice, you know, but I'm just like, I just like, wow.
You know what they said about, said about Delilah?
What?
They said she's got nice calves.
Nice
Seriously.
Nice calves. Well, hey.
How does someone, wait. You asked a great question. How in the world does someone come up with a song called Wow? That's a question number one. Wait, I'm not done. I'm not done yet.
If you listen to Snoop Doggy Dogg,
I don't listen to Snoop Doggy Dogg because I think Snoop Doggy Dogg has done more to destroy women in America than any institutionalized process of racism. And the problem with him is, if you can get someone to call a beautiful young girl a child by the word bitch, if you can get them to do that, right, of their own volition without any other prompting, if you can get them to think that's cool, they have just destroyed any opportunity to have a real relationship with a real woman. They've just destroyed it. Because they don't see women as women. And I think
that debate that on that.
I want you to, and here's the other side. Let's go now. Here's the other side.
Because I got to explain it to you.
I want to hear it, but let me ask you. I'm going to tie it around. Wait. Let me finish. Wait, let me finish. So when he does that in 1980, of course, 41 years later, Cardi B could sing a song called WAP, which is an extension of what he started back in the day. Because you got to remember, and let's be really, really honest. If we're talking about rap, we're talking about hip hop turned into gangster music. Because the original rap, when you're going back to Sugar Hill Gang, and if no one else really talk about it, rap was not rap. Rap was called the Dozens. Do you remember the Dozens, Stu?
The Dozens?
You see, you're like 1900 years older than me, and you don't know. So what used to happen is there's something called the Dozens in the Black African-American community. And it was a series of insults that people would hurl at one another, right? And those became rap battles, but they actually became rap music. So if you listen to guys like Dolomite and a few others, you start hearing them rapping in their comedy, right? And they put it to music, and that becomes, another form of what we call rap now. But So Snoop Dogg in 1980 and Eazy-E, I heard a song by Eazy-E talking about how they're going to rape a girl. One of their biggest hits was about raping a girl, right? So when you take that music and you put it on steroids, of course, 41 years later, you got a girl now singing about her vagina in ways that no vagina should be sung about. And it also destroys the thought that a woman can bear children, because what it's about is not love anymore. It's about sex that is degrading to people. So there's no song about the beautiful child that comes out of her loving womb. It becomes a wet ass, whatever you want to say. That's my position, Stu. Well, they can do whatever they want. God bless them, but top me off.
I'm gonna have to chop you up with some history, because
chop me up and top me off.
There was so many rock and roll and folk music that said about sex and degrading women, but nobody said nothing about it
because it wasn't widespread. It wasn't widespread.
You can go all the way back to the group Wings. You can go all the way back to the song My Ding-a-ling. You can go all the way back
to
Chuck
Berry out of this.
Biggest Chuck Berry, who and Jerry D. Lewis and Elvis Presley himself. We can go back to all of them. The King. Let's go to the King. Not only did he steal music, but he's done so much stuff. He married. Come on, Dale. We know the story,
brother. I'm not disagreeing with you on any of this. I happen to agree with you.
Never once have any of the King he has a mansion. But R. Kelly's in jail. But I agree with R. Kelly. But the King, you got to pay.
You had me up until R. Kelly.
What they call
Graceland.
Graceland.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me there wasn't nothing going on in Graceland with the Colonel and the King?
I'm going to tell you that you are 110% correct, and I agree with you. It has been a slow slide. It's been a slow slide.
And it's a museum.
It's been a slow slide. But remember, the modern day rappers had one thing that none of these early artists had, because all they had was radio waves and barely any TV. The internet became the gigantic syringe by which they could administer this filth, right? Which destroys young Black kids at a rate that is greater than any other group in this country. That destroys them.
And it starts in the executive office. It started in the executive office.
You will not get an argument out of me. You will not get it. I love you, and you are right.
Where they try to tell us to wear our pants hanging down, so it take OGs like me to tell a little dude, no, pick your pants up, because in jail that means you want to get touched.
Yeah, you're
you need to get touched. So, but that came from the record labels. That came from them when they liked the Tupac and they liked the Thug Life look, and they wanted everybody to look like Tupac, and they promoted that. And they put business money into that.
And
it takes dudes like me and real dudes in the street to school them back. So dudes like me is fighting against big markets. Dudes in the hoods is fighting against big markets. And as for Snoop Dogg and them, you got to remember, if it wasn't for Snoop Dogg and them, we would have never known what happened to Rodney King. Because what Snoop Dogg and them did and the stuff they brought up and Eazy and them brought up, they put LA on the map. That was going on in LA for 20, 30 years and we didn't know about it.
I'm going to say to you that you are 100% correct in everything you said.
So it's here's where my grandmother said, the Bible. You gotta have some people gotta go. Everybody can't win. You're gonna lose some souls, you're gonna have some casualties for us to get free.
I'm just saying
and that's what hip-hop.
I will leave it at this. Okay. Listen to me. Let me finish.
I got dropped from Warner Brothers because of Gangsta Rap.
But let me finish.
When Calvin Butts burnt all the CDs, I'm a victim of that. When Reverend Calvin Butts got mad at Snoop Dogg and burnt all the CDs, I was one of the artists that paid for that. My record didn't even get a chance to come out. But because I was considered a gangster rapper, I never got my shot.
I'm going to ask you one question, and then you will understand my point completely. And I think you're right. But I would suggest to you that Nazis didn't kill Nazis. I would suggest to you that Palestinians don't usually kill Palestinians, right? But we have a case where one group is killing itself at the behest of another. And that's the problem that I want to talk about.
Also, Nazis and them, well, I'm not going to say that because I can't say that, but we have 400 years of being taught to kill each other. So we trying to fight thousands, and then we have a government system that don't let us live and vote, that we don't have certain rights, that we barely have to fight.
That is all
trying to take out voting
that
rights
is
again.
all true, but we
So we got to struggle every day, and we still making it. We still seem to find LeBron James, and we still seem to find Chance the Rapper. We still seem to produce some good dudes that's coming out here building schools and building organizations, and dudes like me. Like, I look up to LeBron. He opened school. Chance the Rapper donates a whole bunch of money to his neighborhood. There's a bunch of rappers that does that the government don't do.
I would expect a freed murderer to give the judge a few dollars.
Well,
I would expect
that. John Gotti, though. We don't talk about that when it's where did
John Gotti die?
Or Billy the Kid.
Where did John?
Jesse James.
But they
what
met,
about all those guys?
But all
we read about them in school,
and they
make us read about them in school,
and they all
met
was horrible ends, and they all died.
All criminals,
and they all died like criminals, and they all died like criminals.
But
I don't glorify criminals.
How many movies of Jesse James that came out?
Listen, ever since that Emilio Estevez version, I couldn't watch another one. I liked him until that point.
Oh, we all.
I love how loud these guys are. There's like I love it, and you're both having so much stories. But you know what? Okay, I have to say it one more time. I saw the video, I heard the song of "What Would I Do," and that was a rap song, and it moved me. It just that was a universal song. You know, that was just, you know, it was just so beautiful, and I felt so moved. And that's
what is the greatest rap song in the history of the world?
Oh, I couldn't.
That's a big argument.
It's a single. It's only one song. It can only be one song.
And you can't. It depends, because there's so many different genres.
There's only one song.
There's only one world, but I don't know. Maybe Adele's world. I
want to tell you.
Don't say Sugar Hill.
Oh God, no. No, I love Sugar Hill. I am going to tell you this. Okay, I worked in nightclubs for 25 years. Okay, security, management, bartender, all that. So I've seen it all. Been there at the worst clubs in the world. The worst clubs. Screw you, iguanas. Oh, I hate that club. There's only one song that every crowd knew. And I mean, and I'm including this because when you work in a nightclub business, you know that they have an Asian night, and they have a black night, and they have a classic night, and they have a rock night. They all have these disco nights. So they're always separated by group. And it's a very racist thing. So blacks don't go to Asian night, and Asians don't go to black night unless they, looking for some. But that's how these clubs ran, right? But there was one song that I could tell you, it's about 10 years old, 12 years old, that everyone loved and could not get enough of. And it didn't really even have a full musical accompaniment. That's the key. And that's the song Shake It Fast by Mystical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. See, he can't even say no to it. See, he can't say no because it's true.
I can't say, because I don't think everybody's going to say that's the best.
I don't care what everybody says. I
don't think that's the best hip hop song, though. That's
it's ever. Not hip hop, rap song. No, and it came out of a guy. Let me finish.
Compare to stuff like The Message.
Oh, yeah, it can. The only thing that gets close might be Eric B. and Rakim. Anyway, so my point is,
you can't compare it to nothing to Eric B. and Rakim.
I just did.
Nothing to Eric B. and Rakim.
I just did. I said the only thing that gets close is Eric B. and Rakim.
But you know what?
What?
You a professional. I'll give it to you in filmmaking and all that stuff. But leave hip hop to me. That one is not. I can't give you that one. That's a party shaker. That's a booty shaker, and I can understand why you like that song, because you like booty shaker music.
Let me tell you something.
That's not a hip hop song.
Let me tell you something.
The real hip hop with influencers like me.
When Chuck D said, "Kicking wicked rhymes like a fortune teller, because the wickedness done by Jack will never fail us, all divided and sold for the liquor and the gold, smacked in the back for the other hand, the Mac." Hey.
I got you. You got a little nice and smooth.
Come on now.
I got you.
I do okay. Chuck D, I'm sorry for ruining your song. And thank you for allowing me that indulgence.
Because you said Chuck D, that's nice and smooth.
No, it's not.
You said
that is Can't Trust It by Public Enemy.
You said You said kick it. You said
You don't even know a rap song when you hear it.
Well, the Chuck D snatched that from Nice and Smooth.
Nice.
Sometimes rappers
Listen,
do that.
I got to tell you something about Nice and Smooth. Good people. Let's leave it at that. Okay, I'm sorry to hijack your show with a horrible discussion about rap music in Black America. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about.
He took over the show.
Listen. I had a mini Snickers, and I think my blood sugar spiked. I'm sorry for anything I may have said.
No, this is great. And I just love that the two just going back. You know, it's like, hey, I would love to see like a panel or something like that at AOF Megafest, you know, talking about music.
Who? What?
You know, you guys should be talking about music at the festival, you know, as part of
We're going to. Yeah, we're going
I love it.
to.
You know, it's like, you know,
we're going to.
You know, just really share with people, because a lot of stuff that you shared, I wasn't privy on. So this is great. It's really engaging, and you know, it's like I want to know more. You know, and
how did we go to transgender to rap to
we're
our
in the
children?
We got you here.
I mean, what just happened?
That's you. You missed it.
We're just flowing. We're just rolling with it. You know, I just know so much is going on. All right, Kev, I know you have a movie on Amazon Prime.
Nice and smooth.
Amazon Prime right now. What is the name of your movie again? That's on Amazon Prime.
The Uncelebrated Pioneer. That's on Amazon Prime. Like I said, any day now. I don't know the exact date, but East Side Story with Dreams Become Nightmares should be showing on Tubi TV, and we're trying to find B-boys at home. But it's
wait, did you go through the process I told you to go through for distribution?
I told you, so, yeah.
Yeah, now you good for you. Good job. Good.
Yeah. So now we're trying to find a home for B-boys, make some noise, but we want to air it at the film festival first, and then we're going to go from there.
Okay, very, very exciting. And to submit to your festival, you can go to actiononfilmfest.com, look at all the different festivals going on. I think there are 15 of them, you know, and check out New Cinema for your submissions, whether it's music video, short. You have a wide variety to choose from. It's
everything.
Podcasts.
But I'm glad you said art, because I'm going to submit to you. I got some art.
Hey man, yeah.
Let's do it. It's a cultural event. That's what it's all about. You know, making it happen.
I feel good now. I feel like I did a public service earlier.
Del, you do public service.
Still came and stirred it up.
I feel like I came in and maybe generated a little bit of interest in some of the more mundane comments that may have flown around.
Mundane?
Before I got here.
Mundane?
No, I'm just suggesting that there's an electricity when people can talk freely and not be afraid that there's going to be a repercussion from them actually speaking honestly to each other. And just like Stu and I just did, right?
Right.
There's no animosity. There's no anger. There's more respect now. And I think that if we could all just find a way to get Sophia Luisa to interview everybody in the country, the world could be okay.
Well, you know, it goes to speaking your truth. You know, just speak your truth. And if there's something you don't know, be open to learning it. You know,
Ben Shapiro says there's no such thing as your truth. There's just the truth. Figure it out. I don't know if he's right or not. I'm a little nervous about that. My truth. That's an interesting concept.
Well, you know, it's like your connection with God, you know, your connection with source. I think that's where your truth comes from. But, you know, that's just me. I just stay in the creative flow, make music, write stories, make movies, you know, be nice, be compassionate, make things happen. You know, offer a hand when someone needs a hand, you know, and you're doing that. Both of you are doing that, and that's exciting.
Hey, do rappers have girlfriends on the side that they're married?
Oh my God, rappers are regular human guys, just like actors.
I didn't ask that. I asked
you. Got girlfriends on the side. I mean, everybody. There's a bunch of actors that do. Johnny Depp got girlfriends on the side? I don't know.
and boyfriends too, maybe?
Oh. I was asking for a friend. In fact, I had a couple of questions that came up on my screen while we were on this show. I was just asking. It wasn't for me. I wouldn't ask such a silly question. No, bad guest. Bad question, audience member. Log yourself off right now.